This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I am one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
How are you doing this week, Tim?
Tom, I'm feeling good. I've been eating right. I've been dressing well.
I'll have to take your word for that.
Yeah, you haven't really seen me out and about.
No, I mean, I'm seeing you out and about right now. You're wearing about normal for you.
Yeah.
You're wearing jeans and a sweatshirt. This is dressing well.
And a t-shirt under the sweatshirt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the sweatshirt doesn't even have a logo or anything on it.
No, it's just a plain.
And it's like the most like muted color I've ever seen.
It's like maroon. It's maroon.
Is it maroon? It looks like brown.
It's like purple mixed with brown.
It's
maroon.
Maroon is not purple mixed with brown.
Pretty much, though, right?
I don't know. It looks like just like a mud color.
How do they make colors, though?
Pigments.
Yeah, but how?
God.
Berries?
Yeah.
Berries and God. At the intersection of berries and God, we have pigments.
Yeah. I don't know. Tim, who the hell knows? Rust? I think a lot of it's just rust.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
I was walking in the subway station yesterday, Tom.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you hear about pigments, by the way, and they're like, oh, you have to use this pigment. It's like, well, what the hell's the pigment, though? The pigment's something.
Yeah, it's like a crushed up rock that they found somewhere.
Right. It's got to be something. Don't try and pass
Is it
something
rocks mixed with berries?
Look, it's probably all different things, but sometimes they try and pass off like, oh, we put some pigments. Well, where'd you get the pigments from?
Yeah, come clean about the pigments already.
Yeah.
Get so angry when I
Is
hear
it berries or rocks? Just tell me that much.
Is it both? I don't even need to know what ratio it is, berries to rocks.
Yeah, well, that's how they make different colors.
Yeah. Obviously, Tom. Walking through the 34th Street Herald Square subway station around 7 p.m. last night.
Okay.
No, 6 p.m. So like peak tail rush hour.
Yeah, I'd say that's pretty peak.
I'm listening to something in my ears, my earbuds, Tom.
Uh-huh.
And a lady taps me on the shoulder. It's very crowded. I'm walking. I'm trying to get to the exit. I'm meeting people for a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And normally I don't interact with anybody in public.
Right. I've seen that.
And she motions me to take my earbuds out, and I'm not going to do that.
Move.
I'm not doing that. And I see, I'm like, okay, this is either going to be a charity person. It might be a
scam.
Some sort of scam.
Some kind of confidence trick.
Yes. Sometimes it's is panhandler an offensive term? Sometimes it's somebody down on their luck asking for money.
Right.
Which, to me, that's like the one that I would most engage, because it's like, all right, you're not wearing some dumb T-shirt about something.
Right. You're panhandling for yourself. It's not for somebody else.
Yeah, exactly. The whales.
Yeah, get out of here. Never actually seen people trying to do anything for the whales.
Well, Greenpeace does stuff for the whales,
yeah,
right?
I guess, yeah, and they occasionally have people. You know, those people get paid. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You got to pay people for their labor, Tom.
Yeah, I know.
That's how it
but
works.
It just makes you think about how we should hire some people minimum wage.
You and I.
Yeah, just get Patreon signups or something.
You think that would work if we send people into a Grand
I think we
Central
should probably
Station?
just do the math. I mean, if it works for all these other charities and you don't even get anything from them at this, it would be like, well, you get, a bonus episode every week.
You could confuse boomers into signing up for anything.
Right.
You get a couple of them in your net, right?
Yeah.
All right, maybe we'll try that.
You just be like, are you worried about what your teens are listening to?
Yeah. So
sign up for this.
So as a young woman,
mm-hmm.
and she was pointing, and she went, "You dropped something. You dropped something."
Yeah.
And so I took my earbuds out. I was like, "Oh crap! What did I drop?" Because do you know this story of when I lost my pants on the subway?
Yeah, they weren't the pants you were wearing.
No, I was carrying.
That's a clear distinction.
Yeah, we were going to a friend's wedding. You were going.
Yeah.
and I had my suit on a
Oh, I
hanger.
do remember this now. Yeah.
I had a suit on a hanger.
Yeah, and you always wear those silk suits, so they slide right off the hangers.
Yeah, I want my body to be as slippery as possible, so I wear
Tim,
those silk suits.
You know, at these weddings, you look like you're wearing pajamas. You look like Hugh Hefner walking around there.
And everybody's like, oh, I got to get 5 minutes with this guy. I bet he's got some stories to tell.
Yeah, and you've always got, it's usually two older women on your arms that you claim are former Playboy playmates.
That I
but
claim.
They must have been from like the inaugural issue because these women they're very old. But you still make them wear the skimpy outfits.
And the bunny ears.
Yeah, and the little cottontail. It makes everybody very uncomfortable. Most of all, your wife at these weddings.
Yeah, it's just what I do at weddings, Tom. Yeah, I was at the subway station, and a woman was like, "Hey!" like yelling at me, and I was like,
"This is your pants you're talking about
yeah,
now?"
This is years ago.
Okay, right.
And I was like, this crazy lady's yelling at me. I'm not going to take my headphones out. And I took the subway like 10 stops or whatever. 5 stops. Whatever. I got far away. And I was like, my pants aren't on this hanger anymore.
Did you exclaim it out loud in the subway car?
I did.
My pants aren't on this hanger.
You ever really panic and you lose?
I hate losing things.
Yeah. And we were supposed to meet in Manhattan. A bunch of us had rented a car to drive to this wedding. So I had to go back. And luckily, this wonderfully nice woman folded the pants that she picked up and put them on just like a bench at the subway station. So I got back to...
Oh, and it was the woman who was yelling at you that you ran from.
Yeah, and she very nicely just left them there. And... it was probably like a half hour, 40 minutes between.
I remember you going back for those pants, and everybody was like, "Those pants are long gone."
Tom, you don't remember because we were all supposed to meet, say, at 12:30 in the afternoon. I texted everybody, "Crap, got a pants emergency. I'll be like 20 minutes late."
Yeah,
turned into 40 minutes late. I just saw you on the subway going normally there. And I was like, oh, why are you late? And you're just like, this is just the schedule I'm on. We showed up at the same time. I was horribly late. I was on track to be on time, but then I lost my pants.
Yeah.
You were just a guy living his life badly.
Well, who didn't lose his pants?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So anyway.
See, look, Tim, when you have confidence in yourself and you know you're not going to lose your pants, you can show up late at things.
Yeah.
Because I have that leeway of I'm not going to lose my pants. It's fine. I have time to kill.
Yeah. But now I've learned my lesson. When a woman starts yelling at me in a subway station that I dropped something.
You listen.
I listened. So I looked and I was like, did I drop my Metro card? What's going on? So nothing. And she's like, well, with the look on your face, I'd say you dropped a smile back there.
Whoa. Oh. Were you being
like catcalled or something?
Well, was it a catcall or was it like hey, you should smile, sweetie?
It was because I had a neutral look on my face.
Right.
I think I was listening to like a depressing podcast.
Okay. Was it this one?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, these two men need to grow up.
It was last week's episode.
The lives that these guys lead is really just making me sad. Walking around with a frown. But so she stopped me, and it took her a while to stop me and get me to. And she's yelling things, and she's like, "You dropped a smile based on the look on your face." And she's like, "I'm from the Get People to Smile Foundation or something like that."
All right.
She like raised her hand to give me a high five.
Oh, God.
So I gave her like a reluctant high five. You know how those go, right?
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Do you want to hear more about our organization?"
Was she wearing a shirt?
No.
Did she show you a badge?
Nope.
Oh, well, you don't even know she was part of that organization.
Yeah. It infuriated me. And then I was walking towards the exit because I didn't want to hear more about that.
Right.
And there's the turnstiles that people are all coming in because it's rush hour.
Yeah.
And then
you can't get out.
You can't get out.
Yeah.
So usually there's an emergency exit that everybody uses to exit when it's a...
Yeah.
there is a police officer standing in front of it because there's this whole crackdown on fare beating right now because I don't know.
they like ran the numbers and it was like, oh, we're losing this much on fares, so let's spend this much on payroll to like try and crack down on people hopping the turnstile.
Whatever, it's all a sham. It's all like the MTA blaming their woes on like, well, some people hop the turnstile.
Yeah, that's why the subways are horrible.
Yeah, that's why we're bad at our jobs.
Because 1 in 100 people don't pay, and that money was what we were going to use to fix all the subways.
So I was storming away. I was late. I went to push open the door.
Yeah.
And it
which you're not. Everybody does it, but you're not supposed to do it. I don't do it because I follow the rules.
It's not a rule that you can't use that exit.
Well, you're only supposed to use it if it's an emergency.
That's not true. They de-alarmed them because.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
I didn't know
that.
I did not know that.
There's so much
Johnny Carson learning about how the subways have changed since the early 80s.
That's a great bit. You should take
I did not know that.
No, you can use them. They're fine, but sometimes there's a uniformed police officer standing in front of it, and then when you throw it open, it hits that police officer in the back and closes, and then you're like, oh no, I'm about to get yelled at. This guy acted like he couldn't feel it. This guy was like a friggin' like a redwood.
Was it a RoboCop?
I don't know. Huh. He didn't react at all. I slammed this big heavy emergency door into his back to the point where it just bounced back and closed, and he didn't even turn around.
Those things are built. Those things have to deal with subway abuse. They're heavy duty doors.
Yeah, and he was blocking it so nobody would do that. So maybe he was just trying to act tough.
Right.
But I thought he was going to be I was going to get a stern talking to.
Yeah. Didn't you see me there, pal?
Yeah.
Were you cruising for a bruising? Why don't I take you downtown?
Well,
see what the boys downtown think about your little antics.
Yeah, we'll get out the phone book and punch you through the phone book.
Yeah,
is that what they do?
Sometimes that's what they do. So
in crime shows,
yeah,
the current NYPD.
So the bruises don't show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'd say no, I'm not cruising for a bruising.
And they bring you into the interrogation room, and then who strolls in? You dropped the Smile Club lady. Well, if it isn't the boy who dropped the smile.
Oh, it's all a setup.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Another brilliant sting operation.
And then she pulls out, you're like, well, this time I need to see your badge. And then she's like, Jane Simone, CIA.
Wow.
Yeah.
This thing goes deep.
And we're recruiting you.
Jane Simone is recruiting me for the CIA?
Yeah.
Because I had such a good game face on.
Right.
And I navigated the crowds in rush hour traffic.
Well, and also it's like, well, we've got you by the balls now. You want a lengthy jail sentence or you want to work for the CIA?
Right. If I got invited to work for the CIA, I don't think they'd need to threaten me with the jail term.
Well, but here's the thing. Once they get you to sign up for the CIA, then they give you your mission. Your mission is getting people to smile more. It's not very exciting at all.
No. I mean, I'm good at telling women to smile on the street.
Well, Tim, that was a thrilling tale. I was just going to tell a story about how you have a nose hair clipper?
Yeah, I got one years ago.
Okay.
And then I used it maybe twice.
Oh,
I think I left it at the first apartment I ever lived in.
I got one years ago, and it ran that thing into the ground.
Really?
Yeah.
Your nose hair, I imagine, are like steel wool.
Yeah, they're very thick. Like, I don't have a lot, but the ones I have are thick.
Does it hurt? Does it make you cry? Does it make your eyes tear?
It was the clipper, the trimmer rather, is painless normally. However, I was using it this morning and like something went wrong. I don't know if I've ever felt that kind of pain. It was the most I've ever heard.
Inner nose pain is the worst pain there is.
There are people who have plucked nose hairs and died from it.
Really?
Like you can die from pulling.
Just shock?
I think it's like a nerve thing. Like you're not supposed to yank them. You're not supposed to pull your nose hairs out.
Right.
But
that's why you bought a contraption.
Right. But I don't know. Something went haywire and it just yanked one. And like it was, I can't even tell you, man. It hurt so bad. And then my nose is bleeding. I had to stuff a tissue up my nose.
You know how I get rid of my nose hair?
How?
Nair.
Oh, God. That would not be a good idea.
What do you mean?
Don't put Nair in your nose.
I snort it. I snort Nair.
Tim, that's why you think everything tastes the same.
That's why you see any nose hairs here? You see my eyes tearing?
Yeah, you do have a lot of nose hairs. Oh, it's a beard. Yeah. Tim, this week we're not talking about nose hairs.
How do you feel about my... Tom, can you be honest about something?
I know what you're going to ask.
How do you feel about my eyebrows?
You know what? I've never noticed. They could use a little separation.
Yeah.
You don't have a unibrow.
No, but I have some hairs connecting.
Yeah, I can't see that from here, but I can imagine you have nice eyebrows.
Thank you, Tom.
You have nice thick eyebrows.
Appreciate it.
At the edges where they would meet, I can see it becomes like a gradient.
Yeah.
And I think you could probably put some Nair between.
I'm game for putting Nair anywhere on my body,
and you can just whoop, and you'd look great. Don't do it too, man. At my old job, there was a guy one time, nice guy, that I had to have like a meeting with. I've never seen eyebrows on anyone like this before, where they were just like huge, thick eyebrows, but they were at like such an unnatural angles,
like Bert.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, he obviously like put work into his eyebrows, and even still, these are like the biggest eyebrows I've ever seen on somebody, and they're at like right angles. So don't do that, I would say.
No, I think I'm gonna, my wife has been.
I know. That's how I knew what you were gonna say, because she's brought up when I've been around.
Wait, what? Was I there too?
Yeah, you were
okay. Just want to make sure I understand the full scenario here. Yeah, she does it all the time. We were at a memorial service this past weekend. She did during the memorial service.
Did she get up in front of everybody?
Yeah. I was making a speech, and
I also have something I'd like to say.
Anyway, okay. Now that I have the support of my trusted bro here in the man cave.
Yeah, bro. Look, man. Whatever your wifey wants, man.
Hey, happy wife, happy life, right?
Yeah.
Oh, she makes a honey-do list, and I gotta abide by it. Man,
you gotta abide by it.
Abide by it.
Abide by it.
Some suburban men hate their wives.
Yeah.
And they talk about it in stores all the time.
Yeah,
I work.
I was gonna say that I would normally say it's like a sitcom trope, but no, it's like if you go to a store, if you're in a store for more than like 5 minutes, and it's like a man older than 30 by yourself, like some unhappy suburban guy is gonna sidle up next to you and be like, "You married? You got any kids? Don't. Yeah. Don't have kids. Don't get married. It's a fucking nightmare. It's a 24/7 nightmare. Every day of my life is a goddamn walking nightmare." And there's like, cool, I'm just waiting to check out.
Yeah. Thank you for the advice.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That happy wife, happy life is such a shitty thing to say too. It's just like, well, you just gotta keep them happy, otherwise they're monsters.
Yeah, or it's like, I don't know, happy.
That'll shut them up.
Like, yeah, I'm sure. Like, if you're not, a guy or whatever, if you're not happy, you're not
I'm sure
to be around.
I'm sure
either.
living with depressed suburban unhappy dad is a great experience for your wife, sir.
Every guy says happy wife, happy life. I'm sure their wives are telling their friends like, I have to leave him. He's just
you know what? That guy sucks, but his wife is also the lady in Starbucks that tries to cut you in line.
A Karen is what they call them online now.
Anyway, we're talking about co-working spaces.
Yeah, co-working spaces, which is something that hey man, it's a millennial thing. You wouldn't understand. Happy wife, happy life. Not you. I'm talking about the. You're a millennial.
Yeah, I'm an old millennial, but millennials aren't even the thing anymore.
What do you mean the thing?
It's Gen Z.
Yeah, I mean millennials are getting older.
We're over.
We're finally getting to the point where, because this was the case even a couple of years ago, where people would be like, "Oh, these millennials," and they'd be talking about like a 5-year-old kid.
Yeah,
that kid's not a millennial. But co-working spaces.
Why don't they call Gen Z millennials?
Because they were born in the millennium, after the millennium. I don't know. You'll have to ask the marketing folks.
Okay, I will. Let me write that down for another question. It's coming in after. Where was the beef? I have an update. Remember how on this show I said my parents claim their friend came up with "Where's the beef"?
I don't remember this. What? No, I would have remembered this.
My parents have this friend, or they claim they're like, oh no, they came up with the slogan "Where's the beef" for Wendy's, and then I was like, no, Mom and Dad, that person did not do that.
Yeah, that old lady came up with it.
Yeah, the impossibly old lady told it to Dave Thomas.
Do you remember the time me and you went to the beach and we saw a guy wearing a "Where's the beef" shirt and we couldn't stop laughing?
Yeah, it's like one of the 5 things I remember in my life. So my mom just found out that their friend didn't actually come up with "Where's the beef," and she was crestfallen. And I tried to do "I told you so."
You tried to dunk on her.
Yeah, but then she was upset about it.
Was this a memorial service you were at?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right. Anyway, Tim, thanks for that important update.
I've said it on the show before.
I don't remember.
We've talked about it at
I'll take your word for it. But
you remember a T-shirt about it, but you don't remember your good friend's story.
Yeah, of course I
about
remember a T-shirt about it because I saw this guy's T-shirt and I was like, man, imagine having that T-shirt.
I mean, you can make any T-shirt you want.
Don't let the lawyers at Wendy's hear you say that.
Do you think Wendy's would still act on their trademark? Like, can we make "Where's the beef" complete guide shirts?
You gotta protect your trademark or you'll lose it.
Yeah, but maybe they're looking to lose it.
Oh, they're out of their minds. They're looking to lose a good trademark like that.
You know what? Especially a "Where's the beef" with everybody going to the meatless patties.
Yeah.
When they have the impossible Wendy's double.
Yeah, "Where's the beef"? We don't know.
Yeah.
We lost it.
Yeah.
So now we have Impossible Burgers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they'd frame it so they looked incompetent.
We missed the delivery.
Or it would be like somebody would be like, "Where's the beef?" And you'd be like, "It's right here." And it'd be like, "No, it's not."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I thought it was beef. Oh, the Impossible Baconator.
You think they'd bring that old lady back using the new technology to make dead people come back to life?
I want to say yeah, but like they haven't brought back Dave Thomas.
Yeah, well, but he didn't have like a catchphrase where she had a catchphrase. Yeah. But also they could bring back any old lady and we'd all fall for it.
Yeah. Is the rapping granny still with us?
You ask this every few weeks. No, sadly, she's passed.
Co-working spaces.
Tim, sometimes it's like I don't know, having like a young son with like a memory disability that I have to have the same talk about the rapping granny every few months.
Crestfallen. That was in fact the memorial service I was at. See,
luckily this is one of the few times when I've had to break that news to you where you haven't acted out.
This is This is why I'm confused, because I feel like if the rapping granny had died and I had known about it,
you would have gone to
I would
her
have attended
service.
a memorial service, not the memorial service, but one of the satellite services.
Right, at least gone to her old apartment in the West Village and left a bouquet of flowers there or something.
Yeah. She says she knew all the words to Rapper's Delight.
Yeah. Or that at least
an old lady. Go figure.
Yeah. She was still old when that came out.
Yeah. That's why. She was a granny when it came out. Oh, when the original song came out. Okay. All right. The co-working spaces.
Co-working spaces. Tim, co-working spaces are in the news. WeWork has imploded on the blast off dock.
What?
The launch pad.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they call them.
WeWork.
WeWork, which was this, it's still around. They fired half the people that work there, but it is still around. The idea...
Don't worry, they've cut costs. They've gotten rid of the janitors.
The idea is of a co-working space is a place where you can you say, I don't have a job with my own office, or I work for a company that's too small maybe to have.
Too small in maybe a certain market or a certain city.
Right. Yeah. Satellite locations or whatever. So we need, we need a place to work. Why don't we work together?
Right.
Essentially, I mean, this is why this
it's office space that you rent.
Yeah, that's why this business was massively overpriced, because it is essentially just a company leases or buys a building and then subdivides the floors into smaller spaces all the way down to single desk, or even just, we have a bunch of desks and you don't have a permanent desk, but you can come work.
Right.
You can come in and you can sit on a desk. Sit at a desk. Don't sit on the desk.
No, that's disallowed. Yeah. Can I tell you something WeWork did, Tom?
What's that?
This is why they were more than just a co-working space.
Mm-hmm.
November 5th, 2017. WeWork opens a kindergarten in New York City with aims at teaching entrepreneurship. The students, all between 5 and 8 years old, took classes on sales techniques, brand building, and supply and demand. Doesn't that just make you want to stab yourself in the throat?
That broke my heart hearing that. That's...
Let them play with friggin' He-Man toys.
Oh, sales techniques.
Give them
Why?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah. Teach them which weapon each of the Ninja Turtles wields.
Yeah, and what color their belt is.
Yeah. That's what kindergartners need to learn.
That's horrible. I had heard that they had like a kindergarten.
No, I think a 6-year-old needs to know how to build their fucking brand.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably do. I don't know.
My brand is Twux. Big Twux. I assumed it was like more of a Montessori school type situation of there's like a rich person thing. They send their kids here.
I mean, it might have been, but it's also like, we're going to turn your kid into a dickhead.
Yeah. If it's like, no, it's not let them do, whatever they want and educate themselves and learn through art and stuff. Because I actually the idea of a Montessori school, I would have loved to gone to that. I'm not
pissed at my parents that they didn't send me to one.
I'm not shitting on those because I actually think it is a good idea.
My parents didn't send me to a Montessori school and got fooled by a fake Where's the Beef person.
Yeah. That's how you got tricked into going to public school. That was the principal of our high school.
They were so impressed by the principal of the public school that for claiming to coin "Where's the Beef" that they made me go there.
But
disgusting.
But the idea of teaching a kid to always be closing, that's horrible. Like, you shouldn't even teach that in high school. College, sure. That's when you can start teaching, like, hey, here's like the real world. Here's, You know?
No, they should teach the real world in high school.
But I mean, like
Puck,
sales techniques.
Pedro, Judd, Rachel, Muhammad. Who am I missing? Pam. I'm missing Pam, for Christ's sakes.
Wow.
Joe, once they kicked Puck out.
Yeah.
That's the real world San Francisco crew, and I really wish kids today knew more about them. Hey, hiring can be a challenge, as Codable co-founder Gretchen Hebner discovered. Tom, you know about Gretchen, right?
No, I don't.
I'll tell you about her.
Okay, good.
Gretchen needed to hire a game artist for her education tech company.
All right.
She knew it wouldn't be easy to find someone to grow with her team.
Yeah, of course not.
That's why she went to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its technology identifies people with the right experience and invites them to apply to your job, so you get qualified candidates fast. So Gretchen posted her job on ZipRecruiter and said she was impressed with how quickly she found qualified applicants.
That's why I've always heard about ZipRecruiter.
Yeah, she also used ZipRecruiter's screening questions to filter her candidates so she could focus on the best ones. And that's how Gretchen found a new game artist in less than 2 weeks.
Not bad.
With results like that, it's no wonder 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Look, you can see why ZipRecruiter is effective for businesses of all sizes. You try ZipRecruiter for free at our web address, ziprecruiter.com/complete. That's ziprecruiter.com/COMPLETE. I spelled that right?
Yeah.
Complete. ZipRecruiter.com/complete. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Here's what the real allure to have you ever been to, I mean, we're talking about all co-working spaces, we're gonna get into other stuff, other co-working spaces, but a WeWork, have you ever been to a WeWork?
I have been to several WeWorks.
Ooh,
yeah,
la-di-da. I've only been to one WeWork, and it seems like the real draw was that they have beer on tap.
Yeah, I mean, for people like you.
No, not for me. I didn't even drink any beers while I was there. It was the morning, and they were like, "No, you can't."
I tried, but
they were like, "You can, but you shouldn't."
Yeah.
No, the idea that, and I don't think this is actually true. Of like, you'll collaborate with other companies there. You'll meet other people.
I think that in certain cities, that's the thing where it's like
that makes sense in a smaller city. In New York, where there's, I don't know, tens of WeWorks, and yeah, you could be some very niche startup, and our neighbors are completely different.
Yeah, they're
types
making
of things.
flour out of bugs.
Right.
But yeah, no, there's, I think their whole thing was, we're not going to be boring. Like we're going to be a lifestyle brand of offices.
Yeah.
So it's not just beige and brown and tan everywhere.
Yeah.
There's going to be inspirational quotes on the wall and
about hustling.
Yeah. And how rising and grinding and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And the snacks will be well stocked, and there'll be somebody with a nice haircut working the front desk.
Or certainly an interesting haircut.
Yeah.
If not nice.
Yeah. But
hey, you're not going to walk in and see somebody wearing the Rachel.
Well, I don't know, Tom. I think the Rachel's coming back around.
Yeah?
Right?
I don't know. I haven't seen anybody with the Rachel.
I've seen Rachel out and about. She's in a new program on television.
Yeah, but she doesn't have the Rachel in that show.
Isn't the Rachel just defined
just
as
whatever haircut Jennifer Aniston has at the moment?
Yeah.
I don't think so. It was a good haircut. I'll give her that.
Yeah. Look, anything that Jen Aniston does, I'm on board.
Except the morning show.
I'll watch the morning show, Tom.
All right. I'm
It's
gonna
got...
hold you to that.
Oh, no.
Tim, next week I'm going to have a quiz about the morning show, and you better have all the answers.
It's still television. I'll watch anything on television.
Watch a goddamn C-SPAN. I don't care. What was I going to say about WeWork? I don't have that much to say about WeWork because I only went that one time to one WeWork office.
They took they quote unquote disrupted an industry.
Yeah.
By just putting a cool facelift on something, right?
On just subleasing desks.
Yeah.
Office space. Here's what I was going to say, Tim.
I needed to take a phone call one time when I was at a WeWork,
mm-hmm.
and all the phone booths were taken.
Okay.
And nobody was not rude about it. Everybody was rude about it.
Rude about you taking a phone booth instead?
No, about me looking for a place to take a call.
Yeah, man. They were all trying to hustle and grind. They were on the phone saying, hey, look, man, I'm hustling here. I'm trying to make some dough.
Follow me on TikTok. What is this? The TikTok teens? They have all the answers?
I don't know.
That's what Twitter tells me.
You go on that app, Tim. The Chinese look back at you through your phone.
I don't understand what TikTok is. I didn't.
It's a social media network, but it's owned by a Chinese company, and not every Chinese company, but the vast majority of Chinese companies have very close relationships with the Chinese government.
And I care why. That's my impression of someone.
Because Tim, we need
care.
this show to start doing better in China, or else
we're doing pretty well in China.
Not. Oh.
Well, no. Okay.
You're gonna get us kicked off anyway. I work in a co-working space. Did you know that about me? It's not a WeWork.
No. I didn't know that about you. What's it called? An iWork? Why don't we do this out of a co-working space?
What do you mean?
This.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
I mean, we could. There are places. I mean, there's called studios, audio studios, recording studios.
Yeah. No, but I want to hang out there even when we're not recording.
Yeah.
We can develop the show rundown.
Mm-hmm.
We can write the ad copy.
I'm sure. I mean, we don't have to write the ad copy. Other people.
I'd like to rewrite the ad copy.
Okay.
I wrote a nice story about a lady who was looking to hire somebody.
We could do. I'm sure there's recording studios that have lobbies that we could do this out of if that's what you'd like.
I used to eat lunch in a lobby of a recording studio, but that's neither here nor there.
Anyway, Tim, I work in a co-working space, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you have, but also happy to give some tips about working in a co-working space.
All right. Number one.
First off, why do I do it?
Why do you do it?
Why do I do it? That's the question on everybody's mind. It's nice.
You work for yourself.
I work for myself.
On your LinkedIn, it says CEO at Rise and Grind.
At Rise and Grind at me.com.
Yeah.
No, I work for myself, we're recording in my home right now, Tim. I have a very messy office in my home.
It's a goddamn mess in here, Tom.
Yeah, so I can't work out of here. It's too messy.
Gives me so much anxiety just being in this room.
Let's try living here.
Try cleaning it up.
It's too much to clean. So I have a co-working space that I go to, so I can get away from it all.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me a place to go to. I go into Manhattan every day.
Manhattan
Island.
Manhattan, New York.
Manhattan, New York. It's an island in New York City.
Right.
I go there every day. Not every day.
Is it in a skyscraper?
I don't go there Saturdays and Sundays. It's not in a skyscraper. It's a 3-story building.
Tom, be honest with me.
Mm-hmm.
How many times a week do you go to this?
I go there 5 times a week.
But I'm not counting if you leave to go to lunch and you come back. That's
no. I go there at least as of like the last, like pretty much all of 2019. I have gone there every day.
Wow.
Every weekday, here and there.
Oh,
sure,
even Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Tom.
Actually, yeah, I think I did.
Oh wow.
I work from home once in a while, just like anybody does.
Mm-hmm. You pointed at me.
Yeah. Well, you told me you were working from home today, so that's why I pointed at you.
Thank you.
You don't have to thank
It's
me.
nice to be acknowledged once in a while.
But for the most part, I work there 5 days a week because I need some kind of a routine. And that's what I think a lot of people that rent a single desk at a place, they either need a routine or they live with somebody else and they need to get away from them.
Yeah, they hate their spouse or
they hate their
other.
spouse, or they've got a roommate who's always, putting their finger in the peanut butter jar.
Right. Or they don't have pens at their house.
Right.
Or is there a pencil sharpener on every desk there?
No, so the place I work, it's a writing co-working space.
The Rite Aid?
I wish. It's a I work in the room where they give the shots.
Oh, cool.
It's very quiet in there. No, I work in a writing co-working space. So in the actual space where all the desks are, all the cubicles, you got to keep your mouth shut.
Yeah.
So you can't be sharpening pencils in there either.
Okay.
Because it's supposed
Can you eat food in that space?
You can't eat food in this
I
space.
love this place.
Yeah. Oh, you would have hated me today, though, because I took a Laffy Taffy, and I was like, this is fine to eat in here.
Laffy Taffy is food, Tom. It's barely food, but it's food.
I know, but I was like, this is kind of like a cough drop.
Gets stuck in your guts forever.
Oh, does it?
Laffy
No.
Taffy?
No.
That stuff's vile.
But the wrapper was so loud when I was like unwrapping it. It was insane. It was like everybody knows I'm unwrapping food. And like, I'm not eating it because I'm going to take the entire thing, put it in my mouth, and now it's done with.
That's eating.
I'm not.
Putting something in your mouth and you're done with it is eating.
No. Eating is taking a bite of something. If you're not taking a bite of something, that's not eating. That's sucking.
I feel like they should.
Or
no
that's
sucking is
that's
implied.
Sucking or chewing.
No, chewing.
But not eating.
Chewing is eating.
Then what's drinking?
Not eating. Not chewing either.
What if it's a very...
So what's drinking?
What if it's a very thick milkshake?
You're not chewing. You're not eating a milkshake.
What if you're letting it rest?
Drinking is drinking.
What if you're letting the milkshake rest in your mouth for a while because it's too cold to swallow?
Too cold to swallow?
Yeah.
Then it's too cold to be up against your teeth. Oh, you don't have sensitive teeth.
Yeah, I don't have sensitive teeth, but even if I did...
Speaking from a position of privilege.
What if you were doing the whole like, oh, I've got my tongue up against the roof of my mouth to keep all the cold away from my teeth? I've got like a little tongue pocket happening to warm up this milkshake before I swallow it.
I've never had a cold milkshake going down my throat. It's never been a bother. My friend.
You haven't had a very cold milkshake then.
I obviously have, Tom.
No, you haven't. There are milkshakes that are too cold to swallow.
Then they're too cold to suck up through a straw, in my opinion.
No, they can still. They're like right at the freezing point.
I disagree. I think your throat is a little too sensitive.
Well, I think your teeth are too sensitive.
I agree.
I do have a sensitive throat. Thank you. Like we're accepting strange compliments from each other tonight. Yeah, so you can't eat. You can drink in there.
Okay.
You can
Bruce.
drink. No, you know what? And when I first signed up, I was like, maybe I'll want to have a glass of wine once in a while. I'm like, I'm not gonna have a glass
At
of
like
wine.
2 p.m?
No. So here's the.
Oh, this is a night working space.
So my membership, they have 2 memberships. They have a night and weekend membership, and then a 24/7 membership. I have a 24/7, so I could be there at 3:00 in the morning if I wanted to.
Can we record there?
No, Tim. I told you can't even talk in there, let alone record a podcast. For God's sake.
Well, maybe this is a loophole. Like, not biting something isn't eating.
Like I don't think my loophole.
Sucking isn't eating. Hey, look, nothing. This podcast is nothing if not sucking.
I think I get it
because it sucks.
I'm
being self-deprecating. This podcast rules.
My argument about sucking would not hold up in court.
Right.
I don't think. If somebody came and confronted me and they were like, hey, stop being a Laffy Taffy in here.
If somebody did that, you would never
I'd
go back.
never go back.
No.
I probably wouldn't even cancel my membership either. I'd be like too embarrassed to even do that. I would just keep paying and never go back. Which is going to bring me to my next point, which is I work in this co-working space every day. I've worked there for years at this point. I don't know a single person's name there.
That's good.
Not one person's name. Because so you can, there's a small kitchen with some tables, cafe style tables, where you can.
Two tops?
Yeah, a lot of two tops. And then like a table that has maybe like a round table that has 5 seats.
Mm.
And people do hang out in there and they talk and everything. I don't do that.
That is a shock, Tom.
I go in there to go to the bathroom.
In the kitchen?
No, the bathroom's in there too.
Okay. Off of the kitchen.
Right.
Okay.
Sometimes to
go piss on that round table.
Sometimes to get
Think
coffee.
you're better than me. Talking to each other.
Sometimes to get coffee.
Free coffee?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sometimes to get water. But usually I bring coffee and or water with me. So
in a water bottle or in a single use water bottle?
No, I got one of them vacuum sealed thingamajigs. I have a Headgum branded one. It's great. It's my second one because I lost the first one, so they gave me another one. But I love it. Use it all the time.
I went to the Headgum offices, Tom. Headgum is our podcast network.
Yeah.
I was out in
I
LA.
know.
For the listener.
They heard at the beginning when a lady said, "This is a Headgum podcast, ain't it?"
And
apologies to friend of the show, Rose McGowan. Not Rose McGowan. Rose McIver. Yeah. That's her name.
Rose McGowan's a friend of the show too.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pro Rose McGowan here, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Unless you're a Weinstein lover, Tom.
Damn, you could have just moved on.
You're the one who said it.
I know, and I misspoke, and I corrected myself, and you just were like, "Well, let's keep probing this."
Yeah. Marissa there, she showed me around.
Yeah, at the Headgum office.
Yeah, she's very
in
nice.
L.A.
I never even thanked her.
Did you just walk out?
No, I mean, kind of. We did, but like I should have like emailed her at the end, the next day or something, and been like, "Hey, thanks for having me in." I didn't do that.
Well, I'm sure she's appreciating it now as this is playing over the Headgum office.
Here's the thing: she knew I was going to come in that week. She knew I was in LA that week.
Yeah.
And I was just coming in for like 15, 20 minutes to say hi to the folks there.
Shoot the shit.
And I felt so bad for her.
This was like a co-working space for you. You just wanted to sit in the lobby for a bit.
Yeah. And she had very clearly gone to the trouble of listening to the last episode or two of this show to have things to talk about with me, which was very nice, but it also made me feel like, I really feel bad that you went and listened to this show.
I'm surprised you even like realized that you remembered what you said a week or two before.
It was a specific thing that I had needled you about that she brought up, and I was like, there's only one way she'd know about that.
Yeah. Well, and what she's telling you probably like you should apologize to Tom. You were wrong about that.
No.
Tom's a good man.
We had a few good laughs at your expense.
I don't see
your
how.
eyebrows.
My eyebrows.
Yeah, she was talking about your eyebrows a lot.
So the nose hair trimmer I have also has an eyebrow attachment. But I don't know how do my eyebrows look? Let me ask you.
Your eyebrows look great, Tom.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've been like trying to grow them out a little bit. I think I've been over.
Have you ever done anything to your eyebrows?
Yeah, because I use the eyebrow trimmer sometimes. But I think I've been overzealous with it. Because so right now they're grown out. I'm growing them out for the summer. I'm trying to get them.
Well, it's November, but okay.
Because I think what it really was some of the eyebrow hairs grow faster than others.
That's very
and
true.
then that would annoy me. So then I would just like, try and get them all in line.
See, I thought eyebrows were just something that you just live and let live, my friend.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're Martin Scorsese.
Yeah, Marty.
Yeah.
Well, you don't like Marty for other reasons.
But so now I'm just trying. I'm like, you know what? I think I went too far with trimming my eyebrows because it's just got like an attachment, like one of those Flobies where it's just like, well, we'll just cut all the eyebrow hair the same length.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, maybe I should have them a little bit longer, but then keep an eye on the rascals that try and grow faster than everybody else, so I don't have random stray eyebrow hairs.
Just start plucking them.
No, I don't want to do that.
Why?
Because then I don't want like pencil thin eyebrow hair.
I want to shave my eyebrows off and paint them on like Lucille Ball.
All right.
Then you can have a different look every day.
Is that what you want?
A different look every day?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Like a surprised look, an angry look.
Yeah. Do you have any tips, any do's and don'ts for the co-working spaces? I had another question.
Yeah.
How much do you pay for your co-working space?
So I'm not going to give exact numbers.
Okay.
But I will say this. Because it's a writing co-working space, I pay like less than half the going rate in New York City.
Because writers are poor.
I think it's part of it is that it's
struggling.
It's not necessarily a subsidized space, but it's not the fanciest built. Like, it's not trying to be an impressive, like, oh, we have all these amenities and all these perks. It's pretty no frills in that instance. Although I love the space because the lighting is very good for writing, and there's a lot of books in there, so it smells like writing.
That's fair.
So I love the space. Like, it is actually exactly that. I mean, that's why I've been there for years. It is what I'm looking for. But because of that, and because it's run by a writer who isn't looking to IPO off of this space.
Dave Eggers.
It's not Dave Eggers.
Amy Tan.
No, it's not. It's not like a big name. It's just somebody who's been like a lifelong writer and was like, oh, New York needs
Ernest Hemingway.
It's Ernest Hemingway.
Okay,
you got it. Third try was the charm. So they're not trying to get rich off of this space. So it's very reasonably priced, in my opinion.
These goofs, they're never going to IPO.
No, because here's the thing. You have to be a writer to work there. You have to have...
Guess what?
What?
Guess who's a writer? Anybody.
Anybody write something out. No, you need not a referral, but you need like recommendations.
Yeah, but if you're a writer, you could just write those recommendations.
And he could say Ernie Hemingway himself recommended you.
Or Amy Tan.
Yeah. But if you're not a writer, if you have most other jobs, office jobs, this space would not appeal to you because you have to be quiet in there all the time. So you can't take phone calls or anything like that. You can't have a meeting in there. There's not a meeting room or anything.
Maybe I should sign up for this place. Would you recommend me?
No, I wouldn't recommend. Why on earth would I want you there?
I can't
go
talk
there to get
you.
away from you.
Well, that's foolish because we don't really see each other that often.
Yes,
except for when you invite me into your home to do this.
I know.
I wouldn't show up if I wasn't invited.
Yeah. So I would say this. I pay a low enough amount of money that it's equivalent to about 2 coffees a day.
Per month.
I pay about $200 a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask if it was more or less than $8,000.
No, I mean I'm getting so in the weeds. Let me just tell you, it's about $200 a month.
Ah.
I have 24/7 access.
Guess what, asshole?
What?
I'm signing up.
You're not signing up.
I'm signing up.
No, there's a blacklist. I'm putting you on the blacklist.
That would be a cool perk if you could pay like $10 extra a month. And it's like, here's the people I don't want you to grant access to.
I don't think that there's that many people. Ooh, if I could do that to people that are currently there, I would.
Ooh.
So even though I don't talk to anybody there, of course, there's multiple people there that I
of course.
hate.
Yeah.
So those are some, actually, that will go along my tips for working in a co-working space.
All right, get to the tips. We're at the end of the show.
just don't type so fucking loud.
Okay, number 1.
That's pretty much it. And don't like stomp your foot a lot. There's a guy who stomps his foot. And
how does he stomp it? Is he listening to music and he's stomping along with the beat?
No, I think it's just like
I have a coworker who does that, but it's charming.
No, he does this. You can see it. Other people, it's like a nervous, like
he's
bouncing his
leg,
foot.
Yeah.
But it is such an old building, and there are signs all over saying like, "Hey,
quit bouncing your feet."
No, just like walk softly, and you can tell like
carry a big stick.
Yeah, and there are big sticks that everybody can take if they want them.
Mm-hmm.
No, when you walk through the place, even when you're just walking to your desk, the front door opens and somebody walks in, you're 20, 30 feet away. You can feel them walking because it's just old shitty floors.
Triangle Shirtwaist Factory building?
It's not too far off from that kind of thing. So there are signs saying like, these are old floors. They're very creaky. Please, walk with a light step. And this fucking knucklehead is bouncing his foot all the time and typing so damn hard and then laughing at his own, like, I mean.
Wait, hold on. That's the most egregious.
This is in my head. I don't know if this is the case, but in my head, that's what's going on is that he's reading back his own work and going, ha, 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 ha.
But he is chuckling?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Do you know his name?
I don't know. I've tried to find out more about him so I could learn how to specifically dislike him. And I've come up short.
Imagine it was John Grisham.
I mean, that'd be fun. If it were John Grisham, I'd be like, well, you know what? I don't know why you're working here. You're very rich.
He's chuckling. He's probably Andy Borowitz.
I don't know who he is, but he's stinks.
Dave Barry, maybe?
No, I don't. Tim, I don't think it's anybody famous at all.
Oh. Well,
I don't work with. There was somebody one day that I was like, oh, this is somebody, huh? Because like somebody else was like, oh, I really like your work. And I was like, I don't know who either of you are.
All right.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dave Barry, do you ever just get bummed that Harry Anderson passed away?
I forgot. And now you're bumming me out again.
I know. It's a bummer. What other tips do you have?
We're not going to solve a problem?
Do's and don'ts?
I said don't type too loud. Don't thump your feet. Oh, pooping. If you can avoid it, don't poop in the place.
Yeah.
That goes for most jobs.
Yeah, that's life, man.
There's one toilet in this place, and it's for, anybody. Unisex toilet.
Mm-hmm. How many people are there on an average day?
God, I was talking to you earlier about how I can't estimate people. I can't estimate numbers of people.
Like 8 or 30?
See, those were the two things I couldn't figure out which one it is.
Huh.
I don't know. If it's busy, I guess that's what I'm having trouble with, that it varies.
How many desks are in there?
I want to say 50, 60 maybe.
What?
Yeah.
This place is huge.
See, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are 10. I don't know.
And everybody has their own cubicle?
You don't have a reserve space.
Okay.
So it's, free for all.
Have you ever gone there and had trouble finding a desk?
No.
Okay.
Not even close. And like,
so they're not doing that well.
I don't, you know what? I wonder if that's what it is, or if it's just like, I think it's, the gym membership thing of that, like a lot of people sign up for this and then just don't come.
Yeah.
I imagine that that's certainly the case with like the nights and weekends memberships. That like probably a bunch of people are like, no, yeah, I'm going to get serious. I'm going to sign up for this. Just like
and that way I'll go on the way home from work. And,
and then you're too tired, just like a gym. Yeah. And then you don't quit the membership because then you feel bad. I imagine that that's kind of like the bread and butter for this place.
You know what sucks about my gym membership, which is right down. My gym is a block away from my home. I could go there every single day of my life very easily.
Is that what sucks about it?
No, I go so infrequently that when you haven't been there for a little while, and then you go, they send you an email like, "Hey, welcome back. Please take this survey about what made you come back." And it's like, I don't think it was that long ago since oh man. Yeah. So, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's also owned by a bad man.
Dracula?
The Wolfman.
He's not so bad.
What?
It's the moon that makes him that way.
Yeah, but you can't. It's not like the moon is bad and he's a good man.
He could be a good man, but then the moon's not necessarily bad. The moon's doing its job, but it turns him into the Wolfman, and he can't help himself. He's got a bloodlust.
The man normally isn't a bad guy, but
Benicio
the wolf,
del Toro.
He's a great dude. If you like the show, check out more at tcgte.com.
If you want to follow us on social media, follow us at facebook.com/complete guide. Follow us on Twitter at complete guide. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom Reynolds.
Follow me at your pal Tim.
If you want to support the show, support our sponsors, check them out this week. Also check out tcgte.com/Amazon for your Amazon shopping. Hey, especially the holidays coming up. You're doing your shopping. Why not do it through tcgte.com/Amazon so your pals Tim and Tom can buy some presents for their loved ones.
We can get a gift of the Magi situation going between the two of us.
Yeah. And patreon.com/complete guide is the best way to support the show because guess what? There's actually something in it for you, unlike the other ways. No, I guess the sponsors, there's something in it, a lot of free trials and stuff. But patreon.com/complete guide. You get our secondary podcast, Books the Podcast. We're still reading. This is week 3 of Interview with the Vampire. Interview with the Vampire. And it's kind of interview with the Tim from my perspective because I'm asking Tim. Tim's reading the book. I'm asking him all about it.
And I'm as long-winded and fucking pretentious as that stupid vampire in this book that I don't like.
So if that sounds good to you. Last week you were like, this book's good. That's what I like about the Patreon previews. It's like some weeks it's like, because we record that show after this show.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's happened yet, even though to the listener, that episode's already come out. I know it's very confusing, but some weeks you're like, check it out. This is a good book. And then some weeks it's like, I don't know. Sign up if you want. Don't expect much.
If you like the end of this show where we're a couple beers deep, we have another beer and then record the
I didn't
Patreon
even think that's
show.
how we should advertise it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unleashed, baby.
Yeah. Patreon.com/complete guide. Coworking spaces, coworking places, coworking faces. That's what you see.
Going places. Brand new faces.
I get, actually, I'm excited about, maybe I'll try this out next time we're in London so one of the nice things about this, my particular writing space is that they have arrangements, a gentleman's arrangement with other
lady.
Or a ladies arrangement with other writing spaces throughout the world. So if you're there, if I'm in Chicago, there's like a space I can go to where, not if I move to Chicago, but if I'm there for a week or whatever, it's like, hey, you can work at this place, and they have the same arrangement. But they just made an arrangement with a London place, so maybe next time I'm in London, I'll pop in to this London
11 months from now when you're back in London.
Yeah, maybe while I'm in London for 72 hours, I'll
furiously try to figure out how to write a live show.
Maybe I'll take an hour tube ride somewhere on the edge of the city to go sit in a co-working space for a minute. But who knows?
Sounds exciting, Tom.
Yeah. I would say my advice for co-working spaces, if you're like a freelancer or whatever, and you just need a place for you.
If you're a pee pantser.
The pants peer. check out co-working spaces. Check out a few, though. Don't just go with the first one you see.
Shop around a little bit.
Shop around.
Kick the tires.
And hey, think outside the box.
Think outside the bun. Taco Bell, feed the beast.
This week's post-credit sponsor. No, because we
got $11,000 for me just saying that.
I would take a $5 Taco Bell gift card. Just
well, that's your cut.
Excuse me. When I started looking for a co-working space, I just Googled co-working space or whatever. And it wasn't until I saw
Is a demon trying to get out of you?
That writing co-working spaces existed, and there were way better options. So depending on what you do, there might be
woodworking.
Yeah. Oh, there are woodworking co-working spaces. They call them
tarot card reading.
They call them woodworking space co-working spaces.
See you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.